Hey guys, this is AJ, and this video is something quite different than my previous gameplay videos. I have been a gamer all my life and have played both Xbox and PlayStation consoles at different times of my life. Started with PlayStation till the PlayStation 2, and then I switched to the Xbox 360, mainly because I wanted to play Gears of War and Halo at the time. And then until I couldn't afford the subscription service and I saw that PlayStation 3 was free at the time with their subscription or their PlayStation Plus, I switched over to the PlayStation 3 and have been on PlayStation ever since. Currently today I am a PC gamer with a PS4 who will be getting the PS5 later this year. And with that being taken care of, I just wanted to state my opinion on this whole FPS thing going on between Microsoft and Sony and their respective consoles in relation to the marketing of the Series X and the PlayStation 5. First off, I am a casual gamer. Whenever a new game comes out that interests me, I buy it, play it, and then I move on to the next. I don't even keep my games in a storage or anything like that. I usually delete it, and that's that. But yeah, moving on. This is just my way of thinking here as a PlayStation 4 PC gamer. I have never once looked at a PlayStation game while playing and thought to myself, oh, I can see the 30 FPS in this, and yeah, it's horrible, or this is 60 FPS, sweet. And that's at whatever TV resolution, whether that's 1080p or 4K, whatever. When I'm playing on my PC, however, one of the first things I do when I start up a new game is I'm always looking at the FPS because it's an easy metric that can tell you whether your game is running well or not on your system, especially when I'm wanting to play a game at max settings at high resolution. And in my case, I have a 1440p monitor at 144 Hz, so I want to see that game running great at that quality. That's great, AJ, but get to the point regarding how this relates to the marketing of the next-gen consoles. We don't have all day. Yeah, I got it. And I got you. I'm getting there right now. Okay, so here's my take. With Microsoft being Xbox, as we all know, and PC, a thought came to me when I read this article today that listed the next-gen games that will run at 120 FPS. And in this article, you can clearly see Xbox has more confirmed games at 120 FPS, with PS5 only having Dirt 5. And after seeing this, I thought, well, of course this list is the way it is. This sort of resembles why almost every Xbox Series X game announced so far has some form of runs at 60 or 120 FPS tag, while barely any PS5 game, besides when a developer tweets it out or reports it, like Insomniac Games for Spider-Man Miles Morales or Codemasters in Dirt 5, has a target FPS resolution linked to the marketing of said game. However, this is what is strange to me. FPS was never something I considered as a selling point for what console or game to get, as my mind never associated FPS to my experience of playing on a console. Also, I feel the way Sony is marketing their system is the way I always thought a console was to be sold. PlayStation so far to me has this type of mindset, and it's just the way I see it. To sell a PS5, they know 100+ million own their previous system, and for their fans, just showing great quality looking games that their consumer will enjoy while playing is still a great marketing tool. I mean, it's never failed in the past. It's like that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The trailers that show gameplay and the screenshots to show how the games look, to me, has always worked and is why I usually buy games in the first place. In contrast, if I was ever to be an Xbox Series X owner, which I likely won't be as I have a nice PC, and play a game that the console brand is constantly saying it will run at said FPS, I can just think of a scenario that could likely go like this. 1. I buy the game that was marketed to have 60 or 120 FPS. 2. Sees game running on console and can't even tell if it's actually running at said FPS, which I mean for console gaming should never be a thought in the first place. most of the time you're playing console games on a TV where you can't even see like an FPS meter, unless I'm wrong. There's probably TVs nowadays that have that. And 3, I see a frame drop or a skip or is poorly optimized and think this shouldn't be happening. It was optimized to be 60 FPS or 120 FPS. Now, I understand a game's playthrough is subjective to each and every owner, as is liking or hating a console, and that's fine, but I just feel that having a FPS tag as a marketing ploy for a console game is kinda ridiculous, in my opinion. For example, notice how all the Xbox game cases have this optimized for Xbox Series X tag on it, and that's because the games are usually from previous generations, or they've been upgraded to run at 60 FPS on the next gen console at higher fidelity. And Sony does not have any type of tag on it at all. They just do their typical, here's a cover of the game and Sony Studios, that's it, and then that's the case. As a side note, the amount of silence from Sony on the tech side of the console is actually turning out to be working as a great marketing tool for the PlayStation 5. If you guys remember, way back in the beginning of the year, Mark Cerny said there will be a teardown of the console at some point, and with all this FPS talk coming from their competitor, this is just adding more anticipation for that event. As Sony said in their reveal back in June, let the games do the talking, and so far they've been doing so. People know that with them and their track record, they will have people buying their games, and sales numbers have a lot to deal with this. When they feel the time is right, they'll respectively do the teardown of the console as its own separate showcase, as it is for a different kind of audience compared to the casual gamer who plays games to simply have fun. And with that, I have said everything I wanted, and thanks to everybody who took the time to watch to the end of this video and listen to my thoughts on this. At the end of the day, I love games and can't wait to see what comes in the future. Stay safe out there. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like button down below, and if you'd like to see future content, press that subscribe button as well. And don't be afraid to leave any comments down below. I'm looking forward to see your guys' reaction to this. And as I know, this is a hot topic nowadays with the new consoles coming out. So with that, take care and peace.